An ordinary day at work turned into a life-threatening emergency for Mr Majela when an underground mining accident resulted in him sustaining a complete forearm amputation.
And his hand got stuck in one of the machines that they use to collect samples. So when the hand got stuck, obviously it got crushed by the machine and twisted and also torn. The nature of the injury itself, it was a crush and torsion injury, so the muscles are actually severely damaged.
Gore ke go be letsone ke sebetsa ka motšhini wa smoke wa sample, so o na le overall mo staffing boxing. Metsi a ba tswa be ke kwala o na le boat e fokotsa metsi itse ke re ka e fasa ka e tshwara overall nako e tshwara overall ka e tshwara le jompolo nako e tshwara le jompolo ka e kopanya le letso la ka be kgaola letso ka ke bona letso la ka le selele fatshe. Ik sien my hande klopt zo bij de vloer. Toen vat ik mijn handen, ik zei zet hem op. Mij zien. Toen kan niet. Toen vat hem weer. Toen zet ik hem weer neer. Ik ben het wel, want ik heb het zelf. Ik heb het zelf. Ik heb het zelf.
On Wednesday, bile ba mfounela ko mining. Ke ne ke se shocked, but ha nako ntse tsamaya ke ha ile hona e tla nthweo ya hore serase o fumane accident, and then be fitla ba bua ba re ba tlo lata ke tle hospitala mo.
So the initial injury, we decided, look, it's quite severe, let's just give perfusion. So we did the arteries and the veins, and we just debrided as much muscle, put everything as close together as possible. Then we said, if in the 2 days it survives, when we come back for relook, then we can then do stepwise fixing of the front flexor muscles and tendons, and then we can also fix the extensors. Came back 2 to 3 days later, and he had good survival. He was doing very well. So then that meant I have to then fix as many as possible of the flexor tendons for him to get function, then also for the extensors as much as possible. Then I did a debridement, then made sure that I left the wounds open so that there isn't too much pressure. You don't want to close the wounds tight the first time, because you have to allow for swelling to occur. So then I brought him back another sort of 3 days. So by the time I was at 7 days, I was confident that he will do okay. We look at the milestone of function. Because at the beginning the nerves were cut, the muscles don't have control, tendons don't have control, we needed to make sure that his fingers are moving enough to make sure that the joints are supple, so that whatever recovery he gets supple joints where he can then move.
Ja, de combinaties toe hele framing. Hoe gaan hy lewe? Ek het die hande. Hoe gaan hy by die skool gaan? Ek het die hande. Ek sal nie weer 'n child hê. Hy sal ook nie skool toe gaan nie, was hy werk. Ek het so warm geword so Saterdagoggend. Toe dink ek was by die myn. Toe sê die suster is nog by die myn, is by die hospitaal. Toe sê hulle nee, jy kan jou liggaam kyk, jy kan jou hande kyk. Toe kyk my hande, toe sien my hande is weer terug. Toe was happy.
We had a help from Robot Physio, a company that actually came and said, look, we are still talking to medical aids about having this robotic hand part of treatment for patients, but for the meantime we can actually, this is a significant injury, we can actually donate it to this patient so that the patient can use it. So we're very grateful for that, and they came to theatre, showed us how it works, and then we put it on him, and in actual fact he was able to exercise using it, because my occupational therapist cannot be there every hour on the hour, but that machine you're able to, at the beginning you switch it on, switch it off, and then it does exercises. So another challenge was, even though he works in Klaasdorp, he actually lives in Free State. So what that means is, even though you can do a perfect surgery, which I always say as a surgeon, the surgery part is 20%. 80% is actually the therapist and the patient.
My role was initially mainly chest physiotherapy. After his first procedure, when the chest needed a bit of clearance, when he was still ventilated. So we did chest clearance, and then he went for other surgeries. And then at some point, of course, he had to get out of bed and start walking about. So I included, after chest clearance, some exercises as well as walking about. Again, those also help open the chest, as well as they help with strengthening the musculoskeletal systems.
Just have a look at Mr. Majela as a whole. Part of our role is not only treating his arm, it's treating him as a person. He's in for a very long road, and the recovery is going to take quite a significant amount of time, and in that time we need to make sure that he's quite functional. So although we are looking to kind of restore function in his hand, we're actually looking to give him independence, and that means reteaching him to do a lot of things one-handed for now, because he doesn't have the function of that arm. So that's one aspect of it, and then the second aspect is to work towards kind of improving function in the hand, and that means trying to get muscles activating and working, the nerves to recover, and a lot of it is just time, but there are things that we can do to try and kind of help that process along, while also maintaining mobility in his joints in waiting for that to happen.
He himself, he was able to, by discharge, do therapy by himself very well. The occupational therapist was very happy, the physiotherapist was very happy. Then the wife saw what needs to be done, and she was also happy knowing that they can do that at home. So that means we do video calling from home if they're stuck, if they're worried. So that was then the next milestone. Then we see him every sort of 2 weeks until the wounds are healed. And then from there, then we continue the occupational therapy. So where we are now, the wounds have just sort of healed within the first month, and he's able to do therapy by himself.
Daar ga ik gaan happy wees. Ik zie mijn handen weer.